Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. One of my life's more rewarding experiences was giving Columbia colleges in Missouri their commencement address. If I were to give another such address, here is what I would say. Perhaps you might even want to pass this on to recent graduates or future grads, or see if there's anything in this for yourself. Who knows, maybe you'll even want to invite me to say a few words at your institution for commencement or some other event. Anyway, this is what I would say if I was giving a commencement address now. Dear graduates of 2019, I must be honest and tell you that I remember not one thing from all the commencement addresses I heard as a student, from elementary school all the way through graduate school. So although I'm going to offer you my top 10 tips for the life well led, I will settle for your remembering and maybe trying even one. My first 5 exhortations are about your career. First, consider under-the-radar careers. It seems that half of new grads want to work in just one of 3 fields: sports, nonprofit, or the media. So it's tough to get hired, even as a volunteer, let alone for a stable, well-paying job where they treat you well. After all, employers know that a horde is salivating in the wings to take your save-the-whale job. It's easier to land a good job, and you're more likely to be treated well in an under-the-radar career. And to whet your appetite, here are a few: optometrist, program evaluator, patient advocate, grant proposal writer, political campaign staffer, forensic accountant, and yes, government worker. Surprised by that one? Well, remember that the government is the last major bastion of secure, full-time, well-paying jobs. You're less likely to get gigged. And government's wheels, while turning slowly, some would say glacially, turn in a pro-social direction. My next tip: focus more on contribution than on happiness. The key to the life well led is maximizing your contribution. Happiness, less central. And, by the way, it's most likely found in simple pleasures like creative expression and good relationships than in beamers and big abodes, let alone bongs. Speaking of beamers, being materialistic is going to hurt you. Many people end up foregoing a career they'd enjoy more and which would be more contributory. Why? Because less likable careers often pay more because few people are intrinsically attracted to them. Coming to mind are marketing luxury products, hawking insurance, or trading bonds. Your life will likely net be better if you forego the frou-frou address, the maintenance hog luxury mobile, fancy label clothes, and rip-off vacations in favor of doing work that would, day in and day out, feel more rewarding. My next tip: procrastination, it's a career killer. Thanks to grade inflation, you may have gotten away with procrastination. You waited till the last minute to get that paper done or to study for the test, relying on the adrenaline rush to get you cracking. And lo and behold, you got a good grade. But grade inflation hasn't yet metastasized to quality workplaces. So try to cure or at least manage your procrastination. For example, when facing the dreaded task, remind yourself of the benefits of getting it done well, the liabilities of procrastinating, and then ask yourself, what's my next 1-second task? It feels good to make even a bit of progress. Getting a few of those 1-second tasks done may be enough to get you rolling. As they say, an object at rest tends to stay at rest, an object in motion, well, you know. And yes, although it's a cliche, baby steps do help. When you're overwhelmed, after doing any needed planning, just put one foot in front of the other. My next tip is talking too much is also a career killer. If I were talking to an audience, I'd say, raise your hand if you've ever had to listen to someone you wish would shut up already. And I would say something like, oh, I see one person who didn't raise his hand. He's probably a big talker. Anyway, keep all utterances to less than 45 seconds. And in dialogue, speak 30 to 50% of the time. Of course, it's just a rule of thumb, but it's not a bad one. My next 4 tips are about the people you interact with. First, don't overvalue physical appearance. Why do so many people prefer a silly, manipulative, games-playing, selfish, and attractive person over an ugly, intense, honest, kind one. Don't you be like that. Next tip, is that person good or just nice? Some people are nice as a way to compensate for not being good. Next tip, value honesty over flattery. How feeble we are that we may be swayed more by dubious flattery than by valid suggestions. Try to stay open to benevolently derived constructive criticism. Such critics are brave and well-intentioned, worthy of our respect, and often our friendship. Next tip, recognize that changing others or yourself is hard, very hard. Even PhD-wielding psychotherapists have a tough time fundamentally changing their clients, even after expensive years on the couch. Yeah, fine-tuning is possible. Indeed, it's desirable. We all should be growing. But whether it's your coworker, your family member, your friend, your romantic partner, or yourself, it's usually wise to accept the person's basic essence. And if you can't, rather than try to flog major change in the person, minimize interaction with him or her, or even extirpate him or her from your life. My final suggestion is about your mind. Understand an opposing view. This is particularly important in these polarized times. Try making the best case you can for a position you disagree with. That'll make you a wiser, more nuanced, and perhaps more open-minded person. And that, if we are to solve problems, societal or interpersonal, is crucial. And with that, I'm sure you've now suffered from more than enough advice, mine on top of what your parents and your friends have piled on you. So, without further ado, I shall shut up and simply say, congratulations, class of 2019. Thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko.